about their image, and that does not make good TV. Teresa, hello, Teresa, the animal across the river. We never talked about this, but I'm in the Twilight Zone. Anyone else with me in the Twilight Zone? I'm in New York. Speaking of New York, I'm in New York this week. Anyone else? I'm at my house. It's good to see my apartment. Anyone else? Feel like they're in the Twilight Zone with Teresa. Teresa wants to reconcile with Joe and Melissa Gorga. The little guy, Josefina Gorgasita and Messy G. She's doing the cookies and all. Well, I gotta be in the Twilight Zone. I mean, listen, let's just rewind for a minute. I don't want to spend too much time on Jersey, guys. Let's just rewind. I mean, we had a reunion, season 13. We had these two not speaking. Season 14, it all came to a head. They weren't speaking. And then it ends with Teresa being like, bye, bitch. And Melissa's like, where am I going? And Teresa's like, off my show, bitch. Um, Teresa says she'll never speak to the Gorgas again. We filmed a whole season where you didn't speak day after day, month after month, week after week, year after year, decade after decade. This woman, Teresa Giudice, the animal across the river, has been sitting here on the couch on the reunion afterwards, every interview, that she'll never speak to Melissa and Joe again, that trade has sailed. And I really think in the beginning, Melissa woulda. She don't care. She wants to keep her job. But, now I'll never speak to them again. I'll never speak to them again. I'll never speak to them again. We as the audience won't believe it. We tried that. What was it, season 8? I don't even know. Amber and the Twins was season 6. Then what happened? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, God, I'm like sniffling here. Excuse me. I mean, God, like reaching for like a tissue or a napkin because it's the only thing I have. Okay. Anyway, let's focus here. I don't have time for that right now. Okay. Allergies, people, they're real. I'm a human being. Bethany's not human. Madonna's not human, and Cher's not human. I'm human. I got allergies. So, all of a sudden now, Teresa, the writing is on the wall. Melissa Gorga is back to Dolores. Oh, God, I don't want to watch Dolores. Dolores is back. Marge. Don't put a whale on a shirt, people. You'll get yourself sued. Hi, Margie, Marge. Marge, the Sarge. She's back. Is she going to bring the Finstas? I don't think so. Is she going to bring Lexi? Oh, we're going to see more of Lexi and all this. I don't want to watch that. But anyway, Melissa's back. Okay. So all of a sudden, Teresa, the rumors and nastiness are that she's out. She went on Jeff Lewis about a week ago. We never addressed this. And first of all, I feel she's never really done Jeff Lewis, right? So I feel like she's got to be getting desperado that she's now doing press that like she doesn't really want to do. But uh, she did. I feel she says she's had a great time on Jeff Lewis. I feel she was really fucking rude to Jeff. She was with Gia, my friend Junior G. Well, we have the animal across the river and Junior G. She said to Jeff Lewis, because he said, rumors are that they're test filming. And she said, does a professor ever take the test? Teresa asked Jeff Lewis, September 10th. So it was a little more than a week ago, you guys. Sorry, we have 9 shows a week. We got to get to everything directly. So I didn't think that was nice. She's saying she's the professor. She doesn't have to take the test. Okay, well, a little bit rude. Still in a position of an ego and power. But then we went on to discuss the future. And here's where I go into my rage in the Twilight Zone. You spent 3 billion interviews saying you'll never reconcile with these two. And now that it looks like Melissa's back and you're not, all of a sudden Teresa wants to reconcile with the Gorgas. I mean, I am in insanity. I'm in the alternate universe. Anyone watch Stranger Things? I'm in the alternate universe. This is psychotic. So Jeff and Gia said that they would like to see Teresa mend some of the broken relationships on the show. Junior G, of course, laying the groundwork. Hey Ma, I'm on a hit show. It's called Next Gen. Let me tell you how it works. Conflict resolution. Girl, you backed yourself into a corner. Take the lessons from Junior G. Um, Gia says, a real rocket scientist scholar over here. Didn't go to law school, but hey, I went to law school, Gia, and look at me now. So Gia said, viewers want to see some type of resolution. Gia, Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Junior G. I personally don't want to see any type of resolution between Melissa and Joe Gorga and Teresa and Looney Louie. I don't want to see any type of resolution. There ain't no resolution. Y'all hate each other. Move on. What, we're going to have a makeup on the episode three? And then we're going to pretend we're friends even though we hate each other? We've done this. So, no, Gia, Junior G, we don't want to see any type of resolution. A lot of you listening might. I'm not speaking for everyone over here. I don't want to see it. But the fact that Teresa wants to reconcile with the Gorgas, crazy. So Teresa says, now she's been saying for 2 years, never, 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 I hate them, never, the ship has sailed, they're dead to me. Teresa opens her mouth. Teresa opens her mouth on Jeff Lewis a week and a half ago and says, I mean, never say never, Teresa replied as Gia told her to put her big girl panties on and be mature. Okay, so there's good advice from Junior G. Junior G, when you were in the school at Rutgers, shacking up with Christian in the dorm room, wherever the fuck you lived, interviewing for Next Gen, telling the law schools I did bad on the LSATs. I'm not applying. Flying down to the Bahamas to see Juicy. Uh, by the way, did everyone see Juicy is selling a tour? I think that already happened. If you go to the Bahamas, you can buy a tour with Juicy. You want to go on a boat, you want to see the local dairy, you want to see the local bar and have a drink. Juicy could show you around the Bahamas. I don't know how much the tour is. A couple $100, guys. Should we all go? Should we do a behind the velvet rope trip to the Bahamas? We'll all get a hotel and we'll book a tour with Juicy. That'd be cool, right? But where were you, Gia? Where were you a year and a half? Where were you 2 years ago to tell your mama to put on her big girl pants and be mature? Great advice. Too little, too late. Now, according to Teresa, a true reconciliation would require her and her castmates to take accountability. So Teresa's now implying that she would like to reconcile with the Gorgas, that she's ready to take accountability. Not sure about the castmates. They would have to take accountability, agree to move on, and refrain from rehashing the past. Please refrain from. Thank you, Teresa. After all, if both sides have to vent, chaos would ensue. No shit, Teresa. I feel like that's going to be a clusterfuck, asked Teresa. I really do. You just kind of have to let it go and move on, she explained. I am in the Twilight Zone. So she is basically never say never. And really? Because you said never say never, girl. So now all of a sudden she wants to reconcile with the Gorgas. And she wants them to understand that a true reconciliation would require us to just listen and move on and not be a clusterfuck. Um, well, this kind of to me shows Teresa's desperation. I got nothing against the animal across the river, but it shows her desperation to me because why would the Gorgas ever, ever, ever now want to reconcile with you? Seems to me like they want. I ain't got no horse in this race. I don't care. But seems that they did. Seems they would have. But that ship has sailed. And now that Melissa and Joe are going to be back on New Jersey, now you want to reconcile with them because you're kind of on the outs. I get it, Teresa. I get it. Willing to do what it takes to save the page, but it's too little too late. No, like that, they're in and you're out. So is it too late for this? But I'm in the Twilight Zone because she wants to reconcile. There you go. I don't know why the Gorgos would ever want that. They're on the show and you're not. So, no, it's not happening now. And by the way, she also told Jeff, yes, I'm speaking to someone now about new books. And I want to do another cookbook and another memoir. And Jeff said, what sells better, the cookbooks or the memoirs? And Teresa says, everyone loves to cook and people love to read books. So I would say both. A real rocket scholar over there. I'd ban her, Jeff. I thought she was rude to you. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. Shannon Beador. I think Shannon Beador is afraid her RHOC reunion fear. Well, here's the thing, okay?